Mud. Have you ever thought about making mud in your kitchen? And if you're thinking, mud, hello, there's mud outside. Don't you have dirt? Yeah, I do. But I came across a few mums on social media, on Pinterest, on YouTube, and Facebook, and they were making mud. So I picked the most easiest way to make mud because me, I like to keep it simple. And after three ingredients, if there's more than five, six, seven, I tell you, it's just not going to work. I give up. So like, there's way too many steps. Let's keep it simple for a living eye. So this mud calls for 2 cups of flour. Now we're using plain flour, and you might be thinking, I only have rice flour or almond flour or coconut flour or bread flour or whatever flour. Uh, it's up to you. You can be adventurous and use that and see how it goes. Leave me a comment. But we're using plain flour, 2 cups of plain flour. The next step is 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Story behind this cocoa powder, folks, it has been on my shelf for over a year. And I say that over a year because I didn't know it was on there and it was dusty. So I was like, that's quite a little bit of dust. It's got to be there for who knows how long. But today it is good for making mud day. So that is 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And after cocoa powder, you put 2 cups of water. Now I just put cold water, from the sink. It's up to you if you want to put warm water, but 2 cups of water. Add that in. Now Olivia likes to bring different toys to an activity. So don't ask me. I wish I could say, oh yeah, I know the names of the horses because sometimes they're Starlight, Starbright, Jelly Star, Princess. You get my drift. It changes all the time, folks. So once we've got the 2 cups of water in, just stirring it. Next, mud, 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 mud. Right, you can see even though we added 2 cups of water in the container, it's still thick. So I would encourage you guys, I mean, if you like it like that, fine. But for us, we wanted it to be a lot more smoother. So we added more water in. It's up to you how much water you add in. Start with 2 cups and just keep going until you get the right consistency for your child. And while she's mixing it, it smells so good. And I was like, hey, we are one step away from making a mud cake. Get it? Mud cake, because we already made the mud. So all we need is like some sugar, some baking powder, baking soda, salt, eggs, milk, and vegetable oil, a little extract, and another cup of boiling water, something like that. And you're wondering, how does she know how to make a chocolate cake? Because I have my cell phone and I'm reading the ingredients in front of me. Crack myself up. Okay, so I'm going to say this is Starlight. Now, when she put Starlight in the mud, it was all fun and games until you had to wash the horse. Now, the mud in the horse's hair took quite a while coming off. You know, I had to wash it probably like, I think 3 to 4 times. I put soap on it, soaked the horse's hair, and I'm like, man, no one said, well, A, because no one said to put the horse in the mud. So I'm just letting you know, if you're going to put, for example, a doll or an animal that has hair and you're using this recipe, beware, it's going to take some time washing it off. I would recommend other things like a dinosaur, okay, that has no hair, ball, a truck, a dump truck, anything. But if you use a toy and it's got hair on it, it's going to take some time to wash it off. She's having so much fun. I'm telling her, hey, wouldn't that be a cool idea if we make some horse footprints in the mud? So I'll get some paper and you can put the horse on the paper and make some mud prints with your horse. She's like, oh, good idea. Go and get it, Mummy. I'm like, okay, darling. This part of the activity was also fun because Olivia really enjoyed making horse foot mud prints. Now I had some white paper and I had a green paper representing grass. If I was going to do this again, I would have my paper already prepped before making the mud. But my paper, I have like a really long sheet of paper that covers my table, because if you have like the sheet of paper, I don't know if it's a size A4, and when you put the toy on top of the paper, the paper comes up, and I didn't tape the paper down. That was the only thing. So as I'm getting a little toy, and I'm like, look, can you see? It's stuck to it. There you go. Now that you've seen Olivia and I make mud in our kitchen and you want to do the same, here's the recipe. It's 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and start with 2 cups of water and then add in more water until you get the consistency that you want. Have fun while you're discovering and learning together making mud in your kitchen. Can't wait to read about it in the comics section. Mud smells good.
I just want to eat it all wet.
Next week, I'll be sharing more field trips with you. What am I? What am I sharing next week? Where does one look? To the camera. Shh. I am filming. Shh.